What do you think is the problem with Kristen Anderson? Because she was the first of the hearsay witnesses ruled unreliable. And frankly, I don't understand what could possibly be a problem with her. She was pretty good. She praised for Kathleen Savio. She was a religion minor in school. She didn't get rattled at all on cross-examination.
The problem with her is, like the other people, she calls the state police. There's no doubt she calls the state police after Kathleen drowns, but she doesn't follow up. She doesn't do anything with that information. And what did she do when Kathleen told her, here's someone she says, hold on, Beth. She says, I'm such a good friend for her. I lived in that house for 2 months, which isn't true, but I'm such a good friend for her. And I never called her to see how she was doing after I moved out. I never followed up with her to see how her relationship was going. I never helped her to protect herself. I never did any actions consistent with living in a house with someone who was afraid that someone was going to break in and kill them.
Excuse me, but first of all, you didn't bring out that she lived there any less than 2
Well, we will.
Oh, okay. But
she says she lived there 2 months.
But more importantly, she told the police, she called 3 times, 2 times on March 9th and once on March 10th, I believe. Isn't it the duty of the police to investigate this? You're making it sound like she needed to do more, like she's a cop. But she told the police. She did what she was supposed to do.
Well, she says she told the police. She says, now we know she called. She says she told the police. Here's another interesting fact. The most damaging things that she testified to yesterday, she never said to the police when they finally interviewed her the first time. She never said, hold on, Beth, to the police when they interviewed her the second time. Do you know when she said them? After she had a meeting with Mr. Glasgow.
And what are you talking about? What is the most damaging thing? The knife?
That he could kill her and make it look like an accident.
But that did happen.
What did happen? He didn't kill her and make it look like an accident?
No, he held her at knife point. Because Savio put that in the letter on November 14th to the state's attorney's office, and she describes how he pulled the knife. He didn't have the knife at her throat the entire time. He pulled it out of his ankle and held it at her throat.
Well, that wasn't what Anderson testified to. Anderson said that Savio kept a knife under her bed, and the state told the judge that they had no evidence to show that Savio kept that knife because of Drew Peterson. We objected on relevancy.
That's the second reference to knife. One reference to knife was Drew Peterson holding it at her throat on July 5th, 2002, which Savio put in a letter. And
in November.
She put it in a police report on July 19th. I pulled it out before you came. I have it if you'd like to look at the police report.
On July 19th. I've seen the police report. So someone comes in your house, they pull a knife on you, they threaten you, and you wait 2 weeks. And then you know when she made that police report? She made that police report the same day she got charged with beating up Stacy.
Listen, she knew the police weren't going to protect her. She feared that, this is classic domestic violence, that the police were protecting her husband.
You're a sociologist?
No, but I've been around a long time and I've seen it. You challenging me? You think that's not true?
I don't know if we can say anything's classic. Are we now going to get into like historical studies of things?
No, come on. She has this history of being terrorized by this guy and filing police reports and saying they're not doing it.
She has no history. They tried to put in the police reports and the judge said, no. It turns out that almost every call was from Drew to the police. She's not calling the police. She is, as you will see, you know, cases develop. Okay, cases have mountains and they have valleys, and as the judge said, it's a marathon, it's going to take a while. You're going to see that this lady has a history of making things up. If Ms. Parks testifies today, you're going to find out that Kathleen Savio was telling Ms. Parks about problems in the divorce that weren't problems in the divorce. Things that were resolved in the 90s, she's still whining about in 2003.
Now, that's a little unfair to say she was whining about them. Now, she writes a long letter to the state's attorney's office in November.
That stuff?
I got it from an author who wrote a book. He passed away. Anyway, he got this, and he gave it to me a couple of years ago. And this long letter she writes to Elizabeth Fergali includes that I didn't tell the police because I know they can't protect me.
You mean the letter that Judge White ordered seriously redacted because he didn't think parts of it were credible after hearing from the witnesses?
This paragraph is in.
Okay.
I think. And she says, I didn't tell the police because I know they can't protect me from him.
Right after she complains about her property tax bill? Does that seem logical that you would write,
can I go back to
my property tax bill went unpaid and I don't like the police?
Can I go back? Oh, come on. Can I go back to the fact that he cut a hole in the living room wall? Come on.
I didn't hear any evidence of that.
No, the
Did you
jury's
hear
not going
about
to
that
hear
in
about it,
court?
but you can't deny that he did it. You fought to keep it out and you won. And you fought to keep it out because it's too prejudicial and you knew the jury would just dislike your client even more if they knew about it.
Is there any evidence that
He admitted it.
Is
He
there
admitted
any
it on
evidence that
television.
he cut a hole in the wall to get in the house on February 29th, March 1st, 2004? Any evidence of that?
No, he probably took the keys from his sons who had keys to the house and got in that way. How's that for a theory?
That's
Let
a
me
good
ask
theory.
you,
That's as good as any theory. That's as good as someone else did it.